I didn't have a direct route into software. Whenever I came through school, I can remember the careers master said, Healy, you're good at maths and physics, you'll be doing engineering. And sure, what did I know? I said, yes, sir, I'll do engineering. So that's what I went off and did. I should have known better. He was a Latin teacher, obviously tons of time on his timetable, and they put in charge of careers and probably not the best equipped in terms of sending people out into the world. But anyway, I went off to Queen's. I did engineering. I absolutely hated it. I promised myself on my graduation day that I wasn't going to work a single day as an engineer. And here I am, like I graduated in 91. So what's that? 34 years ago.
Yeah.
To this day, I have not worked a single day as an engineer. What I did do is I circled right back. Back in 91, they had started the conversion courses, the MSCs.
Okay.
They run them at both universities. They've proved to be really successful in terms of building skills for the sector, but I was one of the first cohorts through that. And I went back and did the MSc in computer science at Queen's, and that got me back onto the tracks, back onto probably what I maybe should have done from the get-go. And that got me launched on what has been a very successful career in software development.
Brilliant. Why was it computer science then? What was the thing that really grabbed you?
I've always been really interested, even when I was at school. Back in the 80s with the BBC Basics, I'd always been poking around at them. Through the engineering course, there was a bit of Fortran, a bit of computing in it, and I really quite enjoyed it. But for me, it was around bringing together a desire to get into business alongside kind of skills and capability that you could do with a computer.
Yes.
That really attracted me, solving problems.
So over that journey, you ended up then heading up City and ultimately Allstate here.
Yeah.
In those early days, did you have aspirations for that, or did that all just seem to happen incrementally?
So I did that conversion course, came out in 92, and here was just a wasteland in terms of job opportunities. You look at the landscape that we have today where employers are fighting with each other to get hold of graduates. Way back in the early 90s, and not so much so. You either got a job with BT or you didn't get a job. They were the employer of technology graduates at the time. I didn't get one of those jobs with BT, so I had to think, well, what am I going to do? And I was on the train going home from a Sunday lunch, as boys from Derry are wont to do, and I was reading the paper. I saw this job ad, and it was full of really exciting words, and I had to actually go to the library to look up half of the words that were in it, because it was a job ad for an investment bank. I had never even heard of an investment bank. I had no idea what they did, and I went up into the stacks in the library at Queen's to look up these financial terms, and I thought, I'm going to give that a go.
Yeah.
And I did. I put my application in. I went across to London. I did the interview and got the job, and that got me started in what today people would call a career in FinTech. But back then it was just a job in technology in a bank. And my first job was on the trading floor of JP Morgan, the investment bank, American investment bank. And I was doing the IT support for the traders for interest rate derivatives. And it was just hugely exciting, really complex problems that I was able to bring my computer skills, my software skills to bear on, and launched me on a career that took me around the globe, that gave me just such a grounding in technology and the power of technology to solve real problems.
You mentioned IT support, so if we think IT support, we might think, oh, that's someone fixing laptops or whatever. But what was it you were actually doing on a day-to-day basis to help those traders then?
So it was interest rate derivatives. So these guys were buying and selling money, essentially, with their clients, with other banks. And then they had to load those trades, those positions into the technology. They had to be priced every night. You needed to connect the way back in, this is like 92, 93. It's not computing like we know today. These guys were running on standalone computers
Yeah.
that were making calls off to a mainframe to price things one at a time, not the big networks and the cloud and the big processing power and the big storage power that people are so used to today. So it was really just around helping the traders to understand how the technology worked, to be able to fix the problems that invariably cropped up, to be the person who was translating the problems that the traders on the floor were having back to the developers of the software, and then working with them in terms of actually getting the thing priced, understanding the risk that the bank was having, and then essentially going home, getting back into the trading floor for 7 and cracking on and doing it all again. I just absolutely loved it. From that support job, moved into the software and onto the development side, and I actually ended up with JP Morgan in a nearshore development center that they have in Glasgow. I was running their cash equity trading platform. So essentially, by the time I finished, that was the platform that they were using to buy and sell stocks and shares on all the global exchanges around the world. So hugely exciting, and I just loved it. It was a real ride.